What's going on? What's going on, my people? I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. Before I get started, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. It helps me to build my subscription base, which I definitely need and appreciate your support. This is actually episode 165. People Are Different is the title. 165 is the episode, and People Are Different is the title. So I'm going to start off by saying you can't allow someone or a group of people to pretty much control your issue or control your emotions, actions, overall outcomes of how you feel about things. And the reason why I say that, someone cannot control an issue that you're having if it's something personal based on their own personal issue. Meaning, let's say you're having a conversation with someone and you're already emotional about something totally different, set totally apart from them. And all of a sudden, because they realize that you're already upset and you're already dealing with an issue, that old adage, you probably heard this saying, misery loves company. All of a sudden, they start pouring on how they're feeling about a particular issue. And it may not even be connected to your issue. But because that energy is the same, because that negative tone is the same, all of a sudden, you find yourself more upset after being in their presence. Even when they walk away, you're more upset than you were initially. And that's what I mean by you can't allow a group of people or someone to control your issue if you're already dealing with something, the same way you can't allow them to control your actions, emotions, or the overall outcomes of what you're dealing with. You can't. People are really different. And I think the minute we stop to realize that, we'll be better off, right? There are a lot of times when an issue or things will come up, and people, these individuals who are so different than what you know yourself to be, you're around them and you can tell when things are not exactly right for you. You can tell, okay? So when I say people are different, I'll give you this analogy. I've always been a person that would pretty much dance by the beat of my own drum, okay? Pretty much, right? I know what works for me. I'm comfortable with what works for me. In other words, I'm comfortable in my own skin. Okay. I can see if something or a particular individual or group of people are not right for me. I know what's good for me or what I should be doing or what I shouldn't be doing. Okay. Once you make that distinction for yourself, you're going to have to figure out what's more important. Is it more important to be cool and disrespected? Or is it more important to be respected and really stand on your square, so to speak, as I've said before, and don't care about the coolness of it? Because the coolness of that and you're being disrespected or people are taking you for granted, that don't last too long. It's not a good feeling. The outcomes of what you're dealing with is not going to be good, because now not only are you being disrespected, but you want to be in the in crowd so bad with these individuals, these kind of people that may not be good for you. You will do anything just so they can validate you. You will say anything so they can validate you. That's not good. Let's be clear. God made us all and gave us all discernment for a reason. We have to really start to use that discernment. We have to really start looking in the mirror, sitting down, and maybe writing down some of the things that we will or won't do, and then stick to it, because we do know, completely forthright and honest with ourselves, we do know we're different, and we know that what makes them tick may not make you tick. So why would you put yourself in a position to be around a situation like that that's not going to be beneficial to you in the long run? It's simple. Understand the differences in all of us, because we all have differences. And if that doesn't align, if someone else's differences don't align with what you're trying to do for yourself and for your family, it's real simple. then that's not going to work for you. Hey, it truly is okay to know that if that person is different, leave them over there. They can be different to the left of you. They can be different to the right of you. They can be different in standing in front of you. They can be different standing in back of you. The point is, once you realize that people are different and you decide to let them be different in their own lane, in their own space, I think you'll be better off. It's just a humble and honest opinion. The problem I think most of us have, including myself, when I was growing up, again, I was a little bit different in that, again, what you did was your business as long as you didn't involve me in it. I didn't really get caught up in too much nonsense. But when I did, the times that I did, it always came down to a few simple things. And my mother would ask me, who made the decision to do A, B, or C? Right? Did you make the decision on your own? Or did somebody make the decision and you followed somebody else's lead, which means you're not being a leader of yourself and for yourself. My mother was very, very upfront with that stuff. Who made the decision for you to do A, B, or C? That's what I want to know. Now, if you made the decision and it's solely your decision and it wasn't somebody else's idea, guess what? I'm going to get you regardless, right? Okay, let's be clear about that. I'm going to get you regardless. But I can respect the fact that you made the decision for yourself. It just didn't work out and it was a poor choice. Let's talk about that. Let's not talk about you aligned yourself with a group of people who made poor decisions and you followed knowing that it was a poor decision. And this is what I mean, the foundation and the crux of people are different. Once you realize that, you can pretty much decipher and move yourself around that piece any which way you want to once you realize it. Their differences should not control your emotions. It should not control your self-confidence, should not control your actions, should not control your outcomes, none of that. Their differences is exactly that. It's their differences. Now, when you allow somebody else's differences to control all the things I just mentioned, therein lies a much greater problem. And usually it's a much greater problem for you because they may know full well that they're different, right? And they're trying to bring you right along with them, which will not be beneficial for you. So the whole topic of people are different, let's figure out what's good for you. What's going to work for you? How about staying in your lane and let those different people stay in theirs? It's much better when you know you, those people, those individuals who are doing these different things that they counteract what you know to be good about you, and it turns you into something different when you're following somebody else's lead. Once you figure that out and feel comfortable in your own skin, where you can stand strong on your own personal convictions, I tell you, boy, things become a lot better because your whole temperament will change. You'll be a lot more even-keeled. You don't let somebody interrupt your personal peace. When you learn to protect your personal peace, oh my God, woo, that's something different. It truly is. When you align yourself with, again, like-minded individuals that understand that and they can respect it, and they're not so caught up in their differences to put all that on you, man, that's a beautiful space to be in. It's a beautiful headspace to be in. It's a beautiful heart space to be in. It's just a beautiful existence when you don't allow someone to interrupt your personal peace. Don't worry about other people's differences. Worry about protecting your personal peace. Everything else will fall into place. I'm Eugene Napoleon. This is Napoleon's Corner. God willing, I'll see you next week. Take care.